battle.
But next match coming up, we got how about you introduce us? We got Dreadwing and Nabs. Talk about them.
Yeah, we got Dreadwing and Nabs. Dreadwing seemingly going to be on that Sagat. Also has an Akuma and Nabs, who I unfortunately have to root against. Okay, nothing against you, Nabs. Okay, we're friends. Maybe, I don't know, but you're playing Bison. Okay, and I can never get on board with Bison. Categorically, I'm the #1 Michael Bison hater in the entire continental United States.
Like to play this game like crouching medium punch and strike invuln. Those no single time for them. So
my main thing with Bison is that he lost his memory, okay? And the only thing that he managed to remember is that Scissor Kick isn't a charge input.
It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be anymore. Forgot.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. He forgot that Scissor Kick is like he's still all evil and he's still doing all his like evil stuff. And he still walking around like, what is this Shadow Move? Let me recreate it. But he forgot that it was a charge input. And I why did they do that?
It doesn't have to. Finish there on the light bomb.
Yeah,
it was a little bit weird.
Digits minus, but he ends up pressing, I think, standing medium punch, and he just doesn't have the spacing for it. And the tap parry there. Not a great spot to be in.
And Nabs making a nice comeback there. Dread, I think, getting a little bit ahead of themselves. There's the bomb. Yeah, pushing buttons there. Very plus. Here we go. Combo looking clean. Bomb gonna go off.
Yeah, stuck in the corner with that bomb. The bomb goes off, gets a safe jump.
Look at this pressure, man, coming from Nabs.
Yeah.
Wake up buttons. Nice and special.
Nabs puts that first game away. Can I just make note of the fact that Nabs is using the McDonald's color?
No, she is, yeah. Listen, the amount of people I've been seeing pulling out that the McDonald's color, I don't blame her. You know, it's a nice color. It's iconic, right? It's iconic. My man looking to sell you scissor kicks and burgers, all right, and fries. So he's giving you the whole package.
You gotta get a job at McDonald's. If you're playing Bison, you're gonna have to get a job at McDonald's after March 17th.
Listen, the truth. Yo, that's crazy. the real terror here as a villain, right? He gives you the saltiest fries, the driest burger, and then no drink. You know, that's He'll give you like the crusty McChicken that's just been sitting in the warmer for like 6 hours. That's what Bison does. You know, he could make you new fries, but he's gonna give you the fries that have been in there all day.
Regardless, I have sidetracked this too much. Back to the game. Nabs, we got a lot of pressure here in the corner. Gets that hit and converts to make it 2-0.
Yeah, big thing right now, man. Dread was looking good, but we're seeing a lot of buttons on Wake Up right now. Right, a lot of we're seeing the tap parries mistimed as well. Right, we're just seeing a lot of mashing on the tap parry and a lot of just aggression. Right, not a whole lot of blocking here. Like I know it's Bison, you know you gotta try and take your turn back when you can, but you gotta be smart about when you fight back against Bison. And Sagat is a character that can get some pretty good punishes on those scissor kicks, especially with standing light punch.
Yeah, one thing with Bison is that. One thing with Bison is that he can be very, very smothering to kind of play against. If you're on defense, you've got the big plus frames, you've got the back heavy kick, you've got the overhead, those kinds of things, the standing heavy punch. It can be very, difficult to kind of keep your cool when you're fighting against a good Bison who knows how to play that offensive pressure. And level 1 to try and go for Fireball, not Fireball, Invul.
Indeed, yeah, good.
One on the board.
Yeah, good decision there from Dreadwing to get with a meaty Fireball there to stop that option. And now Nabs with no super meter to work with here.
DX cycle pressure hasn't managed to get too much. Goes into the overhead target combo. It's a whole lot of damage for Trouble.
Yep, look at this. DI, good parry, still alive here for Nabs. DP gets called out, yes sir. Gotta be careful.
DP bait. Oh, and this thing, bomb EX Psycho Crusher, but no conversion.
Yeah, gets the big damage. Should be able to get the kill here as long as there's no drop. Yeah, Dreadwing, the one on the board.
Yeah, there was like 50 more, or there was like 50% more combo in that combo. I didn't even need any of it.
Indeed. And Nabs unfortunately losing out on that last game. I think this game has been going pretty fast, right? Both of these players are swinging. Right, we're seeing a lot of aggression on both ends here, and we're seeing some drops because of that. But Nabs, the pressure's been consistent. The meaties are looking good. Big DP.
Dreadwing fought at the eye with using a whole lot of health for his trouble. Oh, what we see there, the whiff high Tiger Nexus into the forward throw to catch the defensive DI.
Yo, whiff plus on whiff, forward heavy kick there from Dreadwing. Another DI getting the uncheck, or the aunt check, I guess, for Nabs. Not looking good in the fireball. Be gone. Sagat doing Sagat things.
Yeah, and we see there, Dreadwing tries to round start with charge heavy uppercut.
The irony is that it almost would have worked. If he hadn't charged it, it probably would have worked because it has air and fall.
Possibly.
It might have worked just because you can DP a Bison Psycho Crusher, so.
Gets hit there, but no conversion from Nabs and Dreadwing.
Yeah,
spending a whole lot of damage and a lot of drive damage down as well.
Actually, not a bad option here if you're Dreadwing to spend that level 3, right? Because you're up around, right? There's gonna be some chance to build some of that meter here in this round as well. Oh, buddy! Forward heavy kick, shutting that down. Ouch! Yeah.
We go to game 5. Dreadwing about to reverse sweep here.
You know, here I was telling chat to, like, you know, we're gonna get some good matches here tonight, but you know, temper expectations, right? You know, we're in the seeding period, but players are pulling up tonight.
Yeah, no, everybody on here is here to handle business.
Indeed. Good DP. Good DP. Caught him with it. In the corner.
Catches the Devil's Reverse into the EXD. Tries to kill, but on Pixel.
Oh, Psycho Crusher. Watch out. DP right back at you. Shut it down. 69 every time. Set point here for Dreadwing.
You have to respect that the EXTP to put that round away, but the forward heavy kick ends up just whiffing. Now, Dreadwing with bomb on him, not in a great spot, but we see the Tiger Knee come out, interrupt that button in neutral.
Medium kick. Nabs gotta be careful here. You do not want to burn yourself out here as Bison. Gotta be so careful. Going in. Oh, that was a forward heavy punch. Yep. Big neutral.
Neutral jump there on the Psycho Crusher now. Gets to put a whole lot of damage on him, but I'm not sure if this is the right place you want to be in. Stops the drive recovery with the level 3. But both players are burnout here.
Nope. Yeah. Oh, no!
What's going on here?
Oh no! Letting it rock there. What are we? Dreadwing with. I don't know if this is a huge call up. Maybe they expected a
still
Psycho Crusher. Not dead. Still a chance
survives, but in chip range, in burnout, yeah, just not a great decision.
Listen, Big Bro saw the chat is crazy. y'all need to chill. Big Bro no longer on the computer. Oh, don't punish again. Jump in. Didn't believe. Okay, something here.
Stomp to try and bait DP, but Dreadwing is not biting. We do see, though, the knockdown and into the EX Psycho Crusher. You've seen this animation too many times, and this time she has the conversion.
She does indeed. It's looking good right now. Dreadwing's gonna be panicking. Dumping. Nothing from Nabs. Back throw. Yes, sir.
The back throw incident.
Oh, buddy, it hit.
Tiger Knee and the standing medium punch into EXTP. Doesn't spend the level 2, but it doesn't matter. Dreadwing puts away Nabs 3-2.
Oh my lord, that was we were swinging. That was a bare knuckle brawl.
Straight hands.
That was crazy.
Absolute hands flying both ways. I have to respect it.
Yeah, honestly, after that first game, like, you know, Dread looked very solid that first game. And then at the very that first round, I should say, then Nabs just kind of was like, all right, you need to chill out. Here's some meaty punches, right? And I think it took those first 2 games of losing for Dreadwing to really slow it down a bit, right? Especially in neutral, right? On Wake Up, really more than anything else. Up until that last game, right? In that last game, we were back to just swinging at each other, and I think Dread had just kind of figured out what they needed to do to come out on top during those matches. But that was aggro. What else is there to say about that? That was just a lot of just throwing buttons out there and making good confirms. So nice work.
Yeah, I do just have to respect it because they were both just kind of going at each other. You saw in the first few games, Nabs, like I mentioned, was putting down a lot of pressure. Those big, difficult to deal with Bison buttons, they're, it's not a fun time to have to defend Bison, but it's also definitely not a fun time to have to defend against Sagat, the +2 on standing medium punch, Tiger Nexus. They gave dude Tiger Jinra.
Yeah,
I don't know why they did that.
Yeah, big thing I would say here is, interestingly enough, this is one of those matchups where it actually pays for Bison to be a little bit patient in this matchup. I know it's crazy to say for Bison players. I know we gotta go hard, we gotta drive rush, crouching medium kick, there's no tomorrow. But you have an option with Psycho Crusher that beats jump ins, that beats Sagat's Fireball because you're holding down back, right? And he has a lot of recovery, and it beats Tiger Knee because it's airborne, right? And Psycho Crusher beats that. So as long as you're playing it safe, right, and just making sure you're spacing yourself as you move forward and just kind of letting Sagat move themselves to the corner, that's kind of how you really have to navigate this before you really pounce on them and start going with your pressure. And I think that was kind of where we saw Nabs kind of faltering just a little bit, right? And we saw quite a bit of Dread just getting away with a lot of Tiger Knees that they probably shouldn't have been getting away with, and we just didn't see any real challenge from Nabs. But good match nonetheless. Yeah. So.
We'd see their Tiger Knees would catch just counter hitting buttons in neutral and those kinds of things where generally you wouldn't really expect a Tiger Knee to land, but it ended up coming off for Dread, and that goes to him.